Hey everyone, this is going to be a little bit of an interesting video. I soldered a shower valve the other day. As you can see all my solder joints right there. I'll show you the fourth one. So unfortunately I don't have any 1/2 inch type L copper with me. But I can throw a couple fittings on here. I'm going to show you guys how to solder. So the materials that you're going to need to solder copper water pipe. Now this is type L copper. This is made for potable water systems. This is made for domestic water. Type L is usually written in blue lettering. You do not use type M on potable water systems. There's a couple reasons why. Because actually there's only one reason why. That's because the copper is too thin. Type L copper is a thicker piece of copper. Okay. If I can get these fittings out, I'm going to show you guys two of them. Now, I'm going to show you guys something. Most of the time, I don't have any extra copper with me, so I'm leaving this fitting open. But most of the time, these fittings will be connected on both sides. Okay? Now, when you're cutting into a house, number one thing I want to tell you is that you're going to have water inside the system. Even if you shut the water off to the house, you have it drained down, you're always going to have a little bit of water in the pipe, which is going to make it hard to solder. Another day I'll show you how to actually wick water out of a pipe. Today I'm going to show you how to solder. Okay, so the materials you're going to need, not including that, you're going to need a torch. Okay, this is MAPP gas. You're going to need a torch, propane, MAPP gas of your choice, whatever you prefer. You're going to need a striker. Okay. You're going to need a fitting brush to clean the fittings in the copper, because the solder, you have to clean the fittings in the copper. Okay. And you're going to need some flux. Okay, this is Nokiroad 95.5 pre-tinning flux. And you're going to need the stuff of lead-free, okay, because that's code everywhere, lead-free solder. Okay, so the first thing I want to show you, I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this here. I brought the garbage in my way. Nobody cleans up anything. Let me show you how you clean the pipe. You're going to take your fitting brush, and this is 1/2 inch. Okay, you're going to take a fitting brush. You're going to what will happen is if you do not clean these pipe up, the solder will not take. See how that's shiny? See how that's shiny? And get a little bit more. Okay. And then after you clean the pipe, you're going to clean your fitting. You're going to put some flux on it. Now I'm going to show you guys two fittings, so you guys get the gist of it. Okay. See how that's shiny? The next thing you're going to do. Now I will tell you, you cannot, once this pipe's cleaned, you cannot touch it with your finger, because the oils from your hands will actually blow the solder out. I want to put some flux on here. I hope you could see that. I want to put some flux on. I'm sorry guys, I don't have a tripod right now. I've been trying to get one. You know, financially it's hard. Okay, I'm going to set that here. Maybe, if I could do it. Okay, I'm going to set that here. And I am now going to clean my fitting. Okay. You're going to take your 1/2 inch brush and you're going to... Now this fitting brush only goes one way. You can't go like this with it. Okay, it goes one way. And that's because If you were to go both ways, you'd ruin the bristles on the brush. I mean, at least I think. We're going to clean both ends here. Okay. Gonna get them all lined up, ready to go. And don't mind my nasty brush here. You're going to coat the inside of fitting with flux. A little bit, not a lot. You don't need a whole ton of flux. Now, my bristle's already falling apart on my brush. Excuse it. You know, people are going to comment on that. I know they will. You're going to slide your fitting on. Sometimes that can be a pain. Okay. So I'm going to clean this other fitting. Same thing. I'm going to take my fitting brush. And I'm going to clean it up really well. Okay. I'm going to clean this pipe until it's shiny. Clean this pipe until it's shiny. Okay. That's pretty good. So you're going to do the same thing with this one. You're going to take your flux. You're not going to add a whole lot. Just, you know, said a little bit goes a long way. Okay. We're going to coat the fitting. And I know you guys can't see this right now. Okay, that's a crap ton of flux there. You really don't need that much flux on there. We're going to wipe it off. We're going to wipe some of that off because that's a little excessive. And you're going to do the same thing with your fitting just like I did the last one. We're going to take your fitting. You're going to clean it. Okay. I'm going to try to set you guys up here so you can see, actually see me solder. Alright. Like I said, if you're cutting into a house, both of these are going to be connected. Now, take a little bit of flux. I'm trying to get some of this off. There's just so much in here, it's hard. And you're going to coat the inside of that fitting. Coat it a little bit. Okay. And then you'll stick it on your pipe and we're ready to, well, what is wrong? This fitting don't want to go on. Why? Oh, come on. Please. Oh, I think there's something wrong with this fitting, guys. You don't want to go on there. There it goes. Now, we'll show you some. See all that extra flux right there? We don't need that, so we're going to... I don't have a paper towel out here with me. Most time you're going to need a paper towel, but I'm using a little piece of... You're just going to wipe that excess flux off, because you really don't need it. You don't need that excess flux on there. It's just it's a nuisance, it's a pain in the butt. Okay, so if I can get this set right, we'll be ready to solder. I have very little working room here, guys, so just bear with me. Alright, I'm gonna set you guys up where you can see me here. Alright. Okay, it's time to solder. Now, what you're going to do, you're going to take your torch and your solder, wherever it went, and you're going to take a spoon, let's see about that much, that's a little excessive, but what I like to do is I'll bend my solder for how much I need. This is 1/2 inch pipe, so you only need a 1/2 inch piece of solder. So, one thing I want to show you is when you are soldering, I know a lot of people say, oh, you got to heat the fitting up from the bottom because heat rises. Okay, that's true. But what I'm saying is, always want to heat the pipe up from the side. Because what's going to happen is if you're heating it up from the bottom and you forget what you're doing and you add too much solder, the solder can actually drip down to the tip. And when it does that, it can actually block the tip up. And then you won't be able to use the torch unless you're lucky. You can get a good piece of a stick to get the tip clean. So I'm going to get a low flame here. You can turn it up a little bit more than that. I don't want to get it too hot. What I'm doing is I'm heating it from the opposite side of the fitting, okay? And I'm moving my torch around, okay? That's all you need. Same thing with this one over here. Moving my fitting around. I mean my torch, yeah, my fitting, that's what I mean. Okay? That's all you need. And as soon as it heats up, take torch away. That's probably a little much. Okay? Now, if you're cool, you'll actually see it's liquefy, and then it'll turn in this solder will turn to a solid state. And I know it's a little much. Don't judge me. There's probably a little bit of solder under there. If that bothers you guys mentally, I can melt it off. Okay, but that's how you solder, guys. You don't need a whole ton of heat to be able to solder. It's 1/2-inch pipe. Now, if you're working with bigger pipe, you'll have to get a little bit more heat. What I usually like to do is I'll take a paper towel after it cools off and I'll wipe the pipe so that it doesn't turn green on me. The excess flux, yeah, it's not gonna work, will come off, and I just messed up there. I tried using that, and then my dumb self. Alright guys, I hope this somewhat helped you. And just remember, you don't need a whole lot of solder. Alright guys, have a good one.